Andretti and Clearwagon.
The 7th round of the historic Formula 4 2000 Championship will be joined in by the URS Classic Formula 4 2000. Ian Pearson at some pole position, a URS car with Mark Mercer alongside him, but it's Ben Sims ahead in the HSCC cars with Callum Grant alongside him, then Andrew Parker and Tom Smith on the second row of those cars, and Nelson Rowe, John Finch, Chris Lord just behind. You see the rest of the times on your screen. Heading towards Brands Hatch, we've had races from Thruxton, Silverstone, Dunton and Cadwell Park, where Tom Smith leads the championship by just 12 points over Callum Grant. Smith was the winner at Thruxton but been consistent ever since. Callum Grant also won at Thruxton, double winner at Cadwell Park. Ben Sims is 4th behind Dunton Park race winner Andrew Park. Ben Sims is the driver that's sitting in 4th. Then Ben Tusting and Andrew Storer completing the top 6 in what has been a mighty competitive championship. And with the URS cars joining in here at Brands Hatch, as they did on the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, it is a huge grid of Formula 4 2000s taken to the race circuit. What is expected to be an excellent race. Not the easiest place to overtake on the Brands Hatch circuit. Plenty of entertainment on the cars with lots of speed. Away they go, heading down towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, and it's Ian Pearson, the URS car, the lead, and Mark Mercer in the second of those on the outside, but it's Ben Sims trying to get second overall in the first of the HSCC cars. He gets very sideways. It's Callum Grant second and Andrew Park third. In that category, the cars flow through Paddock Hill Bend, this huge field of Formula 4 2000 cars. They turn through Druids. Side by side for second, the HSCC category is Andrew Hart, goes right around the outside of Callum Grant, there to grab second place. They go down towards Graham Hill Bend. Parker's got it. Was Nelson Rowe there trying to get involved in that as well. Let's see as they turn through Surtees. Got Tom Smith as well in that gaggle of cars as the field flow through onto the Grand Prix circuit for the first time in this 20-minute race. And we can ride on board then with Andrew Park, who goes side by side with the car of Richard Wallington. They run side by side also into Westfield, but on the inside Andrew Parker's got it. Wallington in one of the newer URS cars. So Andrew Park gets that place. Now he turns in towards Sheen Curve, clips the apex. Ian Pearson's got a massive lead now from Mark Mercer, and Nelson Rowe up to second of the HSCC cars. It's right underneath Ben Sims. They've both got a bit of a gap over Callum Grant and Tom Smith. Fielder flowing through clearways. A couple of cars running side by side. Meanwhile, it's Nelson Rowe trying to go around the outside of Ben Sims for the lead of the HSCC race. No, he's looking up on the inside, heading up towards the Druids hairpin. He should get this. Rowe will take the lead. He had problems in qualifying. Started down in 5th place, and in just over one lap he takes the lead. He was well ahead of the rest at Silverstone a couple of months ago. Ian Pearson has been well ahead of the rest in URS all season, is continuing to do so here at Brands Hatch. There's Andrew Park in 5th. There's Ben Tusting trying to gain a place. I think he's about 7th actually of the HSCC cars, because in the invitation class is John Finch ahead of him. But if we're just looking at the Class A HSCC category, I think it's 5th for Tusting. On board with Sims now, out of Westfield chasing Nelson Rowe. Having to lap one of the slower cars. It must have had a problem to get away. The Mercer under a lot of pressure here from Nelson Rowe. Rowe going around the outside towards clearways of Mark Mercer. They are running absolutely level into clearways. With the completion of this second lap, Mercer holds on to it for now, but he's having massive pressure applied by Rowe. Rowe in the Reynard, 3-year older car than Mercer's Van Diemen, and again he's going right round the outside into Paddock Hill Bend. Is he going to go able to cut back here? Ben Sims trying to come up alongside him. He was getting very sideways there at Paddock. Not unusual to be seeing Ben Sims do that. Now Ben Sims up on the inside of of Rowe, who chops him off into the corner at Druids, and now another big slide. Right round the outside goes Callum Grant. Grant gains the place. Great battle this is for second overall. Sims now right underneath Grant. 2 and 4 historic Formula 4 1600 champions now run side by side through 30s as Sims fights back, but Grant takes the line. He stays in front. Down the straight towards Hawthorne's a very fast right-hander, particularly in these cars. Sims just checking his mirror before taking the apex. Slides his way to the exit of Hawthorne's. Now behind him is Tom Smith chasing him. So the top 4 of the HSCC Historic Formula 4 2000 Championship absolutely together behind the second place runner in this race overall for the combined HSCC and URS Classic Championship, with Mark Mercer leading this train of cars through Stirlings and towards Clearways. They're side by side again. Nelson Rowe looking around the outside once more, but he's having to tuck underneath him as they head onto the Brabham Straight. Absolutely together. Fantastic racing this is, and now down the inside comes Rowe of Mark Mercer. He goes through into second place, goes Rowe, and now Mercer runs up wide. Is that going to allow Callum Grant up the inside? Yes it is. He goes through. He gains third place. Looking up, he's Rowe. So Grant goes down the inside to take the lead of the HSCC category. They are absolutely side by side. Rowe runs off over the curb in there, but now he's on the inside for Graham Hill Bend, and he has the position. He slides out wide though. It's Grant going to have a run down towards 30s. He's looking down the inside. Rowe tries to cover it. He does. He chops Grant off here. Now Mercer looking down the inside. Grant's going to try and go right round the outside of Rowe. Unable to do that. Just about hangs on to second place there. And third overall, Ian Pearson way down the road already. Something like 10-second lead for Ian Pearson. Getting the slipstream with Grant. Then he looks to the outside of Rowe. Rowe covers that. He stays in front as they turn through Hawthorne's. Now down towards Westfield. Nelson Rowe staying in front for now. The Reynard ahead of the Delta. This second half of the lap round the Grand Prix part of the Brands Hatch circuit, very hard to overtake, especially in these in these aerodynamic cars. Meanwhile, a bit further down the field, aboard of Ian Rowley, just losing out there to Tom White. Rowley in the Delta, White in the FAF Osella. He's one of the Class B runners. Good battling throughout the field in Historic Formula 4 2000, as you can see. Don't have to be a front runner to have a good dice. On board here with Jeremy Kane, just losing out to John Stapleton in one of the Super Vs. Gaining the place there at paddock. Rowe slides his way out of 30s. You see that 5-car battle for second overall. Andrew Park trying to chase after them with Richard Wallington chasing him. Then the battle between Chris Lord and John Finch before Ben Tusting in the 6th place of the Class A cars. Going through there, the 75 car. That's Colin Wright in his Reynard. A battle there, three-way dice being led by the 6th car. That's Jeremy Main in his Reynard. Reynard's out there. There's Ian Pearson then in his 1983 Van Diemen. Huge lead he's got over Nelson Rowe, who's in traffic. Around the outside of John Randall he goes, and Crosley. Super fast corner on the Grand Prix track is Clearways. There's that battle between Lord and Finch, and they're being closed in now by Ben Tusting. There goes Callum Grant trying to chase after Nelson Rowe. There you could see Robert Pearson in the 145 car, the newer URS machines. Back on the Grand Prix circuit with Tom Smith. Chasing Ben Sims, who's running very wide there out of Westfield, just kicking up a bit of dust, it looked to me. Having to use a lot of curb around this Grand Prix circuit to utilise the most of the track. You haven't got much to play with. Just lapping one of the slower cars there. That was Alan Gates' Royale. Around the outside towards Clearways. Now onto Clark Curb and the Brabham Straight, and Smith now getting close up to the gearbox of Ben Sims. Sims, the reigning champion in both this and the 1600s in his Reynard 1977 car, a couple of years older than a lot of his competitors, such as Nelson Rowe in the leading car. Tom Smith in a Royale. Through Graham Hill Bend they go. Smith, I think, found the apex a little bit better than Sims did. Not really to too much of an advantage. Now through Surtees, where you find the apex late on in the corner. There's Ben Tusting in his Reynard. Down towards Graham Hill Bend he goes. Looks like he's cleared the Finch and Lord battle. 48, that's Gavin Smith, one of the URS competitors, the Van Diemen RF82. There's Tom White, he's chasing after Jeremy Main. Main in the Reynard, White in the Class B spec, FAF or Stella. Ian Pearson, as he sparks ahead of him as one of the backmarkers cars bottoms out at the bottom of paddock. There's Rowe in second, passing the grandstand. He's now pulled away from Callum Grant, who's ahead of Mark Mercer still. Then a largening gap to Ben Sims, who's pulled away from Tom Smith, who's got Andrew Park all over the back of him. Park is now going round the outside of Tom Smith in towards Druids. He couldn't make that work. They're in traffic here, so Park's going to try and get the run out of the corner. He's caught up nicely in the last few laps. Perhaps traffic has helped him to that. He's right on the gearbox as Smith through Graham Hill Bend. These cars are able to follow each other much better than modern single-seaters can, which creates some very good battling. However, just as with modern single-seaters, the Grand Prix circuit here at Brands is very difficult to pass on. Let's see what Park can do. Running fifth in the HSCC category, they go past another of the slower cars. You can see how much quicker they are around this part of the circuit. Bravery very much needed round here. Into Westfield, having to tighten up his line was Smith. Actually, he's gained advantage there to Park. Park to lose out at Westfield, and now he's caught the 14 car of Colin McKay in a very awkward spot at Sheen Curb. Pearson round Clearways, extending his race lead. He is pulled out. Around the 10-second mark to Nelson Rowe. Rowe really not being able to close in. There goes Grant, having to hold off Mark Mercer. For an overall spot, doesn't matter in the championships. Usually, of course, the URS and the HSC category would race separately, but with the Grand Prix track allowing a much larger grid and on a big packed timetable as well here for the HSCC Super Prix, we merge them all into one to make a fantastic Formula Ford 2000 race. Meanwhile, we see Tom White gaining yet another spot. That's him getting ahead of Jeremy Main, battling inside the top 20 here. And White really pulling away from Sterling's now. He's got ahead. That's twice we've seen him go through at Sheen Curve. A very brave place to go past. He works it well, likes that corner obviously. He's perfected a move there, and it's worked now on more than one occasion. You've really got to trust the driver you're racing with to do that. Mercer's right on the gearbox of Grant. Now he runs a bit wide. Got to be careful not to do that too many times. And now down the inside into Surtees. Mercer's done it. He's up to third overall. Good move at Surtees that. Now, Grant's going to probably be trying to look for the slipstream here. Down towards Hawthorns, down Hawthorn Hill. And Grant's done it round the outside into Hawthorns. How brave was that? But now he's going to have to readjust his line for the back marker. He'd had to go left. Mercer's gone right. And I think that was the wiser move. And he's back through. Great bit of racing this between Mark Mercer and Callum Grant. Both running second in their categories, but racing together on circuit. Closing in the back marker, that's Fraser Collins. On board we can go with Collins as he goes. The two cars come up and inside of him, almost side by side, almost three wide that was, as Mercer and Grant flew past him. Now on to the Brabham Straight. Grant looking in the slipstream of Mercer, he goes to the outside. He's going to try and go the long way round. Mercer's covered that one though. Remember he went deep in here earlier when Rowe passed him. Didn't do that this time. They're going to be inside of yet another back marker. That would be the car of Johnny Dimsdale's 1978 Van Diemen. Mercer's got through then. There's Ben Tusting. He's just about to lap the Colin McKay car. Down towards Graham Bennett. Swoop around the outside. Does so successfully. There's Andy Storer. Just lapping David Jones's Van Diemen. Here was hoping to do a similar swoop around the outside as Ben Tusting did just a moment ago. There's our race leader Ian Pearson. Easy to forget about him, he's so far ahead. Doing a grand job though. He did the Derek Bell Trophy to give himself a bit of extra practice around this circuit. And it really has worked with effect. Second, Nelson Rowe, he's leading the HSCC category, he'll be happy with that. Then Mercer and Grant there, great battle, continues to third spot. Then there's Ben Sims ahead of Tom Smith. And Andrew Park in 7th overall. Who's next up? We've concentrated on that lead battle. It's Richard Wallington in 8th place. And then a gap back to Ben Tusting who runs 9th. Ahead of John Finch. There's Pearson then. Into Clearways for the final lap. Ian Pearson's going to win the Ranton Score 3 round of the combined HSCC Historic Formula 4 2000 and URS Classic Formula 4 2000 Championship. And it's a win in the HSCC part of that for Nelson Rowe. Second each in their category for Mark Mercer and Callum Grant. Ben Sims will take third in the HSCC category with Tom Smith and Andrew Park rounded on the top 5. The next in the HSCC category will be Ben Tusting. And then the invitation car of John Finch, 7th in Class A will be Andy Storer, ahead of Colin Wright, John Haynes Harlow and Stephen Glass. Meanwhile the Class B category will be won by Tom White over Johnny Dimsdale and Jeremy Kane. And then the Super Bs being won by John Stapleton. So overall race winner Ian Pearson, HSCC race winner Nelson Rowe ahead of Callum Grant and Ben Sims. There's the result then, Pearson winning the end by 9.4 seconds. Nelson Rowe won the HSCC category by 5 seconds. But Ben Sims another 6 seconds down on Grant. Fastest lap overall going to Ian Pearson, average speed of 93 miles per hour. Meanwhile, Nelson Rowe did a 134.1. That's also an average speed of 93 miles per hour. Great racing then from Historic Formula Fords. More action coming up at Croft in a few weeks' time.